Hey YouTube, coming at you with my old mascot for the channel, Kanto Ninetales, to the tune of 10-1. The one loss being an absolute wall in Guzzlore that beats all three of these Pokemon very, very handily. So just FYI, there are core breakers out here. But it was Shadow Sableye, Serperior, Ninetales. So before I go over the team and all the battles, just give you why I put it together and why I kind of history around both Sableye and Ninetales. So Sableye, I have loved as the go-to save swap for many, many seasons. If you've been around this channel, I always had a winner in my thumbnail for Sableye because whenever I used it as a save swap, it dominated. I tested Shadow Sableye as a save swap and it was garbage. And I quickly realized in that video that if you want to use Shadow Sableye, you need to use it on a team and not as a save swap, as a standalone with other Pokemon to cover its weakness and have some bulk on it as well. So that is why I tested. I like Sableye, so I wanted to test it again with a correct team. So I was looking for like, okay, what is bulky in this meta that I think is gonna be good? And I'm like, okay, Serperior's grass should rise. We're gonna have grass should rise. It's one of the bulkier Pokemon, covers sort of Sableye is a little more glassy there. I'm like, okay, I need a third, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're breaking out the old team mascot. Now, why is there an old team mascot? Like, oh god, how many seasons ago now? I don't know, 10 to 12 seasons ago, maybe 10ish. The main meta was Walrein, Registeel, and Trevenant. And for some reason, I was the earliest person on YouTube, and like probably one of the first in GBL to notice how strong Kanto Ninetales was. I was using Kanto Ninetales even before that meta, but when that meta was around, I was using it on like every single team. So there was like, I would do like 7 videos a season on Kanto Ninetales, just being like, guys, this is so strong, it's so strong, it's so strong. And then Cindy won the Vancouver Regionals with Kanto Ninetales carrying her because, again, Trevenant, Walrein, Registeel, it was just an answer to everything. And I was like, whoa, who knew that Ninetales was so good? It's like, me. I've been saying it for like months and months, and so it was my go-to. It was my like dominant Pokemon. And then the meta changed hard against it, right? You got your out comes Bastiodon and Carbink, and out comes Feraligatr, and out comes all the Mud Boys, Quagsire and Whiscash, and just like it just died. Now, you know, Quagsire, Whiscash, Swampert, nerfed with Mudshot. Certain flyers like Gligar, nerfed. Carbink, still around, but so many Mud Boys around. Like, not Mud Boys. There are some grounds around. Carbink's not around as much anymore. There is ground that you have to deal with, but if it's not like a Mud Boy, like a water, you can deal with grounds because you're still doing neutral. It would hurt, like the Mud Slaps hurt, don't get me wrong, but you can still deal with it because you're doing neutral. So that's why I've always loved it, and I'm glad to use it again, and I did very, very well with this team. So let's look at it. All right, so we have a Shadow Donphan, and as you can see, the Mud Slaps are adding up very quickly. Not surprising, it's a Shadow, I'm a Shadow. I will get to the move first. I think they make a mistake here. Or no, am I going to shield this or am I going to let it go? I'm going to let this go and just farm down with Serperior. They do Trailblaze to buff their tech, but what's a buffed Mud Slap on a grass? And they come in Jump Bluff, so heck yes. Come on, Ninetales. It could be, it's a non-shadow, so when I shot a non-shadow, I was worried about an acrobatics. Usually the shadow runs aerial ace, but the non-shadow runs acrobatics. So I'm just going to farm up. Fire Spin got buffed this season, so that's a benefit to Ninetales. This will take out, if they come in with their ground, I'm going to go 1 and, I was going to go 1 and throw, but they get to the move before me. Or I just didn't throw, and it is just, no, I did throw. I lost CMP. That's unfortunate. That's okay. So I lose CMP, take it out. What's in the back? A Moltres. And again, Fire Spin buff is huge for this Pokemon, right? We have Fire Spin buff adding up on Moltres, and this thing is very spammy. So I get to another Weather Ball, and as a Shadow Pokemon with good damage to it, and then I snipe with the Aerial Ace to not allow them to get off a Brave Bird. So kind of combo that Moltres there in the back. Machamp. So good lead, yeah. Like it's single resisted. Single resisted, karate chops. They eventually get into Drapion. So I'm going to throw the power gem because I don't have an amazing answer here. I just got like a neutralish one at best with Ninetales. So once that lands, I think I can just let at least one move go. If they have Aqua Tail, they'll probably go back to back and I'll have to shield one, but that's okay. And that's exactly what that happened. Yeah, I remember that happening. So that's what happens. We'll shield the first Aqua, we'll shield the second Aqua Tail, let the first one go. That's fine. I have energy, and that energy is going to hurt on the Machamp coming in. No, it's not, because they're going to win CMP. That's right. They are loaded with energy, so they're going to win CMP. But that's okay. Having them dump their energy is actually positive for me too, because now they're less likely to get to the Stone Edge. Out comes Gastrodon, and then, yeah, I'm either going to grab a shield or chip this super low, and then Serperior is going to just dominate the rest. So I'll take that crap Body Slam and then come out with some energy. I'm pretty sure there were one Air Lace, and then I realized how glassy Shadow Machamp is that it's now in like fast move range. So I throw this, and then they shield, obviously, and then I'm like, wow, these Vine Whips are really adding up, plus the claws are just going to be able to take out the rest. So I just, okay, let this go. Cross Chop won't even take me out from this range. They have to Stone Edge, and then I can just claw down. Okay, Ariados, Poison is resisted. Lunge is neutral, and Lunge will hurt. It'll put me below 50% for sure. That's okay. And out comes in Azumarill, so get in here with the grass. It has Ice Beam, but you can live an Ice Beam with ease here, so I'm not too worried. I may shield, but I probably won't. You can live with ease here, and the bubbles aren't going to do anything. So I'm going to farm up a bit here, throw the Frenzy. It won't take it out, but it'll put it low enough, probably within Air Release range. Yeah, for sure. And I'm going to CMP on the Ice Beam. Just get a little more energy, knowing that I'm going to win CMP against an Azumarill. Take it out. I assume the Ariados will come back in. And then I instant swap because I was like, I don't want you to just farm me down and come out with energy. And they catch on the Carbink. And this is where Power Gem is actually way more beneficial, because Return is resisted, Power Gem is neutral, and these claws are neutral. So between the neutral claws and neutral Power Gem, like, I did chip a good amount here. And now I will shield because I do not want to have some rock throws hit my Ninetales. Plus these... Someone said there's a glitch in the game, so I know that... Does Carbink have Power Gem? It's a rock type Pokemon, so it may have Power Gem. And it could just be like, yes, that's actually what they're using. I just don't know. Anyways, Ariados comes in, so I come in Ninetales. At this point, I just need to commit to the farm down here, because I need to come out with some energy to start throwing some moves here. We'll shield up one because my Serperior is so low and I'm low. And they are low, but I'm basically at 2 overheats. So I'm just going to go back to back here with the overheats, force them to shield this, get to another overheat. I don't think it takes out because my attack is now 2 times lowered. And that is resisted, and then I can still come in and get to a Frenzy before they get to a move here. So yeah, the 50-second timer. This is how you be aggressive with a 50-second timer, people. When you need to snipe and do stuff, not just giving up switch unnecessarily. Okay, Malamar is a good lead at this point. Psywave is resisted, claws are neutral, foul play is neutral, their foul play on me is neutral, so gotta imagine you have an advantage here. Going to shield up one move, just matching shields here. Again, Psywave is resisted. Even with Psywave resisted, we're basically... I've got barely more health than this with Psywave being double resisted. Like, that's crazy. They come in Azumarill. I throw this Power Gem because I know one Frenzy does not take out. So I just wanted to make sure that I could take it out. I'm going to shield, but basically I'm just going to shield and farm to 2 Frenzies. Knowing that one will take it out. I just want to come out with a bunch of energy so that if something comes in, I have a move for it to take it out. Or at least chip it real hard. So there goes your Azumarill. Out comes Malamar. Here comes a Frenzy. This will grab the last shield or take this out. And they let it go. So what's in the back? It is a Venusaur. Love to see it. Get to an Aerial Ace. They're probably going to be scared and shield, not knowing that I have a fire in the back. And they do shield. So I'm going to force them to throw this Sludge Bomb here. They're going to throw it right before I get to the move, so they're going to be pretty dry now, and then I'll get to a weather ball. They get to a sludge bomb, but shadow on shadow, it's still not enough to take it. It'll put me low, put me in the deep yellow, but, or whoa, red. Why am I not throwing the move? I don't know. I forgot if they had a Pokemon left. I don't remember the reason, quite honestly. Okay, Sandslash is tricky. They try and catch on a Mandibuzz, try to catch a Foul Play, which helps me out here because I'm able to just land the Power Gem. Now, unfortunately, Serperior is looking pretty rough because they have a Steel in the front and a Flyer here. I'm guessing that it may have some play in the back. So it's one of these weird things where I got to stay in here because I have Power Gem. I don't want to give up Switch yet. I want to take this out or I like chip it. I've already grabbed a shield. I throw the foul. I throw a move here. I'm gonna shield. Yeah, I have a Power Gem. So I'm going to commit the shield to get off this Power Gem because if they let this go, I'm gonna get my Ninetales on their Sandslash. And that's exactly what happens. Now this thing is loaded. So if it has a Drill Run, I'm in trouble. And look what is in the back. An answer. So Mud Slap resisted, Body Slam neutral, but non-stab, so not going to add up on the bulky Serperior. Double super effective Vine Whips. We are just committing to the super aggressive fast move farm down to come out with multiple moves. Have two frenzies, throw one. They'll have to throw, which is fine. This thing was loaded, so I needed it to dump energy, and it did. So now I can just fast move down, shield, fast move down because they are double super effective to fire. So goodbye Sandslash. Donphan, not the other one, because this one plays out differently. I remember, because I think they screw up. I think they throw their charge move when I get to my second foul play, and I win CMP here. So yeah, they shield. I'm gonna shield the match. Okay. I swear this is different. I remember going up to it against a few Donphans, which you're thinking like, because look at that Bison. That Bison did quite a lot here. And last time I don't think they got a move off. This is definitely different. Yeah, licky. This is definitely different. Is there a third one? Okay, anyways. Hit them with the Frenzy. I'm almost at a second. So throw the second Frenzy. We'll see if I get taken out here. Am I going to shield and Vine Whip down because I may be at a second move? Yeah, I'm really close to a Frenzy. And so I just wanted to do this. And it is a Go Lurk, which is ground and it's slapping. So Ninetales is going to have, again, it's not a Mud Boy. It's not half water. So yes, those Mud Slaps are riding out fast. I would get killed in the one shield scenario. But they don't got any shields. So, and Fire Spin and Weather Ball is neutral. So very easily take this out. And we'll Fire Spin down for the win. Okay. I saw Guzzlord and I'm like, oh, crap. The back is garbage against Dragon. Grass and Fire is both resisted by Dragon. I land a Power Gem. So I'm like, okay, I've got a chance here. Because I needed to land that Power Gem to even have any sort of chance in the back. And at this point, I'm just going to commit to the very probably aggressive farm down. Yeah, shield ones and just come aggressive farm down. But I'm pretty sure I lose Switch here too. Yeah, so it's a Bastion, which again, I don't even have an amazing matchup with Serperior. It's like even energy, even shield would be neutral-ish. But with energy and shield advantage, not in a good spot. So I'm just going to shield here because a Flamethrower would hurt a lot. I really do not want my Ninetales to see this if I can't. So I'm going to chip this. Still not enough to take it out. This thing is so tanky. Get to another one. So this will take it out. They may shield to get the move off here. We'll see. They do shield. They have energy. So I come and try and snipe. Thinking maybe they're double weak to Serperior in the back. And they let it go. And they are weak to Serperior. But it is a Feraligatr. So brutal lead for Alligator on the Ninetales here, and is just going to get loaded with energy. It's going to come out with like 2 Hydros or like a Hydro and basically an Ice Beam. So there really was no way I can get out of this. Yeah, so just be aware there are core breakers out there. Yeah, they almost gave me the win con. They almost came in and just... Although if they have a Hydro... They definitely have 2 Hydros. So if they had a Hydro, that would have been taken out from here anyways. But tried to commit to the farm down. Did not happen. Okay, Sandslash. Again, we've seen this. We're just going to stay in here and play this out. We'll see what happens at the back. Still got 6 minutes of battles. Yeah, I went 10-1. I've got... I think I uploaded all 11 battles here. So... And out comes the Azumarill. This time I do not throw, so that's fine. Knowing I could take an Ice Beam. I'll probably take 1. I doubt I go down 2 shields here. So yeah, I'm very happy to use Ninetales again. Now, out of these 3 Pokemon, I think you guys get the team, right? Like, it's 6 minutes of battles left. I think it's time to just do some explanation and sidebar stuff here. I like Sableye way better than I did the first time I used it. And again, because I used it as a safe swap the first time, but you can't use the Shadow as a safe swap. It does not play anywhere near the same. But I really like it. If you actually use it just like, okay, I'm going to use it as a more attack-heavy Pokemon with a little more glass and build some like bulkier Pokemon in the back, I think it really works. So I was actually really happy with, oh, it was this one that we CMP'd on the site. Yeah, that was a mistake on their part. So I was really happy with how Sableye performed. So I definitely would not be surprised if I try and use it again, especially that like against some of the main, let me actually look at like the top 20 ranked Pokemon right now on PvPoke. But like Clodsire, you resist. I think there's maybe a Clodsire matchup coming up. But like Clodsire, you resist the poison. Malamar, you resist the Psywave. Mandibuzz is tough, but at least you have Power Gem now. For Alligators, probably get outpaced, so you're probably going to lose that one. And then Diggersby and Carping would be tough. Oh, so would Pangoro, quite honestly. But again, not many people have Pangoro. And then there's Toxapex you resist. So you do like neutral against a lot of these other Pokemon here. So I think it definitely has play. In terms of Serperior, it is the 2nd ranked grass Pokemon behind Jumpluff. Jumpluff, again, I think people are looking for flyers in this meta. So Jumpluff fits the bill of we're looking for grass and flyers combo, like a combo there. As you'll see in the last few videos, it's a lot about core breakers. Sandslash I think is strong. Dugong I think is strong. Azumarill's an old one. And then someone did a Abomasnow, right? So looking at Pokemon that can kind of beat these combos here. So Jumpluff is the flyer that we're missing with grass, so that's ranked 1. Serperior's 2. Again, if you've played any time over the past 4 seasons, you should not be surprised why Serperior is so strong. Great stat product distribution, low attack, 110, 143 defense, 128 stamina, 2000 overall. Vine Whip charges pretty quick, 4 energy per turn. Frenzy Plants with Stab, one of the best charge moves in the game, 45 energy, 2.67 damage per energy. Air Lace is garbage, but again, you're probably just using Frenzy Plant the majority of the time anyway, so it is very strong. Ninetales. So I loved it, and you will see the last matchup that I overheat a Feraligatr one-shot it. So stay tuned for that. Spoiler alert. It's ranked to 184, the Shadow. And in terms of fire, it is the 4th ranked fire. Man, fire is garbage. A Marowak, Talonflame, Salazzle, and Ninetales is 4th, even above Typhlosion. And basically it has the same overall rating and almost ranking as Salazzle, so it's almost 3rd. Now, much like Togedemaru, I'm better playing this Ninetales than you are because I've played with it a million times. You need to be aware that if you're using it, when to throw the Weather Ball, when to throw the Overheat, and stuff like that. So, Overheat. So Weather Ball, So fire. Okay, a couple things with this. Fire spin got buffed. So damage per turn is quite good, 4.4 damage per turn, with a 3.3 energy per turn. So energy is not the quickest, but the damage output is there. Because you get same type attack on Weather Ball, 35 energy move, which is the quickest charge move in the game, for 66 damage, 1.89. Is this a shadow? No, this is the non-shadow. Sorry. That's the non-shadow. With the shadow, which I would prefer to use, this is where it starts to look better. Although the non-shadow, I should say, the non-shadow is actually ranked higher, but I prefer using the shadow. So when I use the shadow, it's because you get that 5.28 damage per turn on the fire spin and 79.2 because the shadow bonus for 2.26 damage per energy for the 35 move. And when you're mostly spamming those moves, it's very crucial to actually have that output damage, in my opinion. You also have Overheat. And Overheat with the shadow is a 187.2 damage attack for 3.4 damage per energy for only 55 energy. I mean, 55 is kind of high, but it's not like a 65 or 70 move. 55 is like manageable. So as you're gonna see coming up, have I overheated the Feraligatr yet? Did I just do that? Did I just miss it in this one here? Yeah, this is the one that while I was talking here. Feraligatr, basically with 65% health still with this overheat, one shot. And that is the power of overheat. You know how I always say Shadow Machamp doesn't care about your typing, stuff like that? Overheat does not care about your typings, right? Raw base damage of Shadow of 187. So even if you run into a resistance Pokemon where you're taking off, what do you take off on the resistance? 25%? How much do you take off for resistance? How much does resistance reduce damage? Let me see. I just saw it here. Stab, stacking effectiveness. Not double resistance. Not very effective. 0.71. So yeah, so it is a 182 move. We're just gonna do some calculations here. It is what I say, 182 damage move, and you only get 0.714%, so 71% of it, which is still 130, right? So even a resisted overheat still does 130 raw damage. So with that fire spin buff really putting out some damage, and then having a move that even in a resisted still does like 130 damage, it's, for me, that's why I like it. I think it's strong from that perspective. Yes, some bait dependent, right? So you need to land that overheat in certain scenarios. So just be aware of that. I will definitely call out Pokemon that I like for their limitations too. Like I call out Clefable all the time for needing to bait Swift. In some scenarios to win some matchups, you will need to bait the Weather Ball and then land the overheat. But sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can just go straight Weather Ball. Even last year before the buff, you can just win Kanto Ninetales against Lickitung, just going straight Fire Spin Weather Ball as the shadow. So I was kind of always like a nice Pokemon, just even from the Fire Spin Weather Ball combo. So I like it. Again, team has limitations. Dragons are gonna kill the back and yeah, stuff like that. But I like it. I like the team overall, and it did well for me. So that is it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you're new here, or if you are like, let me see if I can. Yeah, you guys can wait around it or leave, whatever you want to do. No one's holding here. Someone on my comments, I said like, oh, I think on the video a couple days ago, I was like, oh, I'm just like, I'm so close to 24,000 subscribers. Yes. Beef Beefer Cyst. Beefer Cyst says, been watching your videos for a couple months now. Sub to help you hit your goal. Thanks for the content. Love from Australia. And yeah, they have to publicly subscribe to you one day. So asking, like, why do people ask you to like and comment and hit the subscribe button? Because it works. Literally, I've been watching your videos for a couple months now and just subscribed when I said I'm trying to reach 24,000. Please subscribe. So hello Beef, thank you for subscribing, and thank you all for subscribing and being here. Appreciate the watch. From a YouTube perspective, if you actually care about this stuff, you don't get paid more for the subs you have. So whether I have 24,000 or 100,000 or 3,000, it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. You only get paid based on the views for a video. So if you're watching a video, that helps the payment whether you're subscribed or not. Just a little YouTube history here. And then there's other things that like help a video reach wider audiences, like click-through rate, watch time, stuff like that. So if you want to know those YouTube details, just ask. I'm pretty open book about how this stuff works. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.